Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a brand new Pokemon in the world of Pokemon Go, ARAQUANID. ARAQUANID is a bug and water type Pokemon with the moveset of Bug Bite, Bubble Beam, and Bug Buzz. Since Great League isn't available currently, I did some practice battles with members of my Discord so we can test out ARAQUANID in action, and oh my goodness, this thing is an absolute monster and definitely a Pokemon you need to have for the Great League. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out ARAQUANID in action in the Great League. Picking up the dream lead in the first match, ARAQUANID into Shadow Walrein. And one of the many reasons why ARAQUANID is now top meta is the fact that it is the best Walrein counter in the game. Whether they go for Icicle Spear or Earthquake, both do absolutely no damage to ARAQUANID. Opponent is going to save switch into Sableye, and I am full sending the Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz does get shielded, but we do get the defense drop. And now I can very safely bring in Registeel. Registeel tanks the foul play here, no problem. And then we're going to be able to fire back with the Zap Cannon, and the Zap Cannon will just about KO. As Android Game Booster pops up yet again. I really have to figure out a way how to disable that so it doesn't auto pop up in the middle of matches. Either way, we're going to tank the foul play and be able to lock on farm down. If they bring back in Walrein, I am going to be able to outpace, and they do. I am going to be able to slightly overfarm in this matchup and then go for the Focus Blast. This, of course, will KO if they let it through, but they do commit the shield, going down 2 shields to protect the Shadow Walrein. This is Icicle Spear range, and I'm not willing to commit a shield, so I am going to let this through, and then I'm going to bring in ARAQUANID. ARAQUANID below half health, but can we tank an Earthquake here? We absolutely can. ARAQUANID tanking it no problem, and they are able to reach an Icicle Spear. I'm low enough where an Icicle Spear might actually KO, so I will respect it. Then I am going to farm up, go for the snipe, and I'm able to take them out with a counter from Defense Deoxys. And in the back is Trevenant, and at this point, this game should be over. I do have a Bug Buzz loaded, so all I really need in this moment is just to land a Psycho Boost, which I'm able to do, and then I'm going to be able to connect with the Bug Buzz after this Trevenant is able to take out my Defense Deoxys. We're able to get to a second Psycho Boost as well. Trev farming up a bunch, and they're going for a move. They have to Shadow Ball here. Seed Bomb is not enough to KO. They go for the Seed Bomb, we tank it, and we're able to reach Psycho Boost number 3. This will be taking down the Trevenant, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, switching ARAQUANID into Defense Deoxys. Pretty nicely, the Bug Bites are of course hitting for super effective damage, but I do have to be mindful of the Thunderbolt, so I switch and catch it onto Defense Deoxys. This is fantastic, we're able to soak that damage no problem, and then the opponent brings out Swampert, and honestly, a good situation gets even better. Now we have an energy lead on ARAQUANID, and Registeel is not going to have to face that Swampert in the endgame. Defense Deoxys is able to reach the back-to-back Psycho Boost, and this is going to apply a lot of pressure onto Swampert, as this second Psycho Boost, even despite being debuffed, will about take out the Swampert, so they're forced to burn a shield. Swampert overfarms a bunch and will go for the Hydro Cannon to secure the KO, but this sets up a beautiful farm for ARAQUANID. Even if they are running Sludge Wave, ARAQUANID can very easily tank it, so I don't have to shield a thing here. It only ends up being a Hydro Cannon, which, as you see, just does absolutely nothing. ARAQUANID is an absolute tank. They bring in Skarmory. Here I do make a mistake. I should have just brought in Registeel. There's no point in debuffing there. But at this point, either way, we should be in a pretty decent spot to close out this match, because Registeel with a shield advantage is incredibly deadly. Zap Cannon does get the shield from the Deoxys, and at this point, I have to start shielding something, so even though, as you can see, I was a little reluctant to shield there, I am going to commit the shield. I'm pretty sure this is just a Psycho Boost, so I am going to let this through, not worried about this landing, as Psycho Boost not going to do a whole lot of damage, and from here I am going to be able to do big damage onto that Defense Deoxys, taking it out, and back in comes Skarmory. But Skarmory's in a very rough spot here, the game lags, game is also in a rough spot, come on, please unfreeze, it finally does unfreeze, and I'm able to reach Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon is of course going to be one-shotting that Skarmory, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, switching ARAQUANID into Nidoqueen. This is not a great lead, so I will need to switch out of this lead eventually. I am going to stay in and tank the first Poison Fang. ARAQUANID is obscenely bulky, so we can very easily tank that no problem, and then I'm going to fire off a Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam should put it into Psycho Boost range, and now I can bring in my Defense Deoxys. Unfortunately, the game is lagging quite a bit, and then I'm going to be met with a Trevenant. This is not great. I'm not sure how much energy they're at. If it's a Shadow Ball, I just have to tank it. It only ends up being a Seed Bomb, and I'm going to be able to fire off back-to-back Psycho Boosts. 2 Psycho Boosts do not KO, but it will get them quite low, and we're able to connect with the first, and now going for Psycho Boost number 2. Again, this will not KO, but it is going to be able to get that Trevenant quite low, and Trevenant is finally going to throw some energy. I'm not willing to commit a shield in this matchup, so I am going to let it through, and then bring in ARAQUANID to farm down. We know there's still that Nidoqueen, and it does have energy. Nidoqueen is going to be going for the Poison Fang. Poison Fang lands, I bring in Registeel, and it's a Wall Rain in the back. With a small energy lead, Registeel should do quite well in this matchup. I am going to be going straight for the Zap Cannon, and we do get the shield, as well as that guaranteed debuff. This is a tough call to make. I shield up and I get baited. That is absolutely heartbreaking. A pretty big mistake by me, and I am going to get outpaced to the second one. I will shield it up because it is the Earthquake, and from here I should be able to overfarm and then go for the Focus Blast. I am fully expecting them to let this go at this point and basically just trust in the Nidoqueen to try and close out the match. I switch, and we're able to catch the Earth Power onto ARAQUANID. This is going to be resisted, and as you can see, ARAQUANID tanks that no problem. ARAQUANID is able to reach a last-second Bubble Beam before it gets taken out. That does get the shield, and since we have a move loaded on Registeel, at this point, this game is over. Going for the Focus Blast, taking down the Nidoqueen, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, sitting ARAQUANID into Scrafty. This is a pretty nice lead for ARAQUANID. We are, of course, going to be resisting the counters, whereas these bug bites are really going to start to add up. We tank this foul play no problem. As I mentioned, ARAQUANID is insanely tanky. So we tank that no problem, and we're firing back with the Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz does get the shield. From here, we can very safely tank a second foul play as well. So I'm honestly not going to shield, and we are able to correctly call a bait. That is massive. Opponent is going to save switch into Azumarill, and I'm going to keep farming up, waiting for the play rough, the switch, and the catch onto Registeel. Absolutely huge. Play rough is, of course, going to be resisted, doing basically no damage. This way, even if they do have Hydro Pump, they're forced to waste some energy throwing the play rough. Going to be going for the Zap Cannon. This does not one-shot, but it will do a significant amount of damage onto the Azumarill. Even if they have Hydro Pump, I do tank it here, so I am going to let it through. They do actually have Hydro Pump, but I am going to let this through and go for the lock-on farm down. Reggie is able to get it. That is absolutely huge. They're going to be bringing back in the Scrafty, going straight for the Focus Blast. Focus Blast does take out the Scrafty, and in the back, it is Frostlass. Frostlass going for the farm down, but not before Registeel reaches the Zap Cannon. And from here, we should be in a very safe spot to close out the match. I'm bringing back in ARAQUANID, going for the Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz is, of course, going to be resisted up against the Ghost type. But you know what? Let's see if ARAQUANID can take out a Ghost type. They go for the Avalanche, and I'm going to be firing back with the Bug Buzz. This will not KO, but it is going to get that Frostlass quite low. It's a race. Are we going to be able to Bug Bite down before they're able to Powder Snow down? They go for the Avalanche. We commit the shield. ARAQUANID able to farm down, and that is a good game. Picking up a very nice lead in the next match, ARAQUANID into Diggersby. And even better, this Diggersby is staying in. That does make me slightly worried about Hyper Beam, but also worried about this lag as the game is yet again freezing. I get some fast moves through, I try and wait for them, and then they're finally able to unfreeze. Diggersby does not have Hyper Beam as they go for the Fire Punch. As this is a new Pokemon, I wasn't 100% sure about the most optimal way to play this matchup, whether it's just go straight for the super effective Bubble Beam, or do what I did, which is farm up a bunch of energy and then go for the Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz is more energy efficient, but of course, you aren't debuffing them, so you are taking more damage to do so. Going for the Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz is able to connect, and I'm going to be going for the Bubble Beam. This is just before the next Fire Punch. I'm hoping this will be enough to KO. It's not, and I'm going to have to take one final move. Thankfully, ARAQUANID, very tanky. We tank that no problem, and we're able to farm down, and then my opponent brings in Sableye. I am going to be able to outpace the Sableye, and I'm going straight for the Bug Buzz. This will do big damage if it lands, which it does, nearly taking out the Sableye. Sableye is able to farm down. They leave on very low HP with a ton of energy. I'm going to let whatever they throw here through. That is totally fine. We're going to tank that, no problem. Sableye banking a bunch of energy, but not throwing, and I'm going to be able to fire off the Focus Blast. They have to shield it if they want to keep the energy, and they're going to be firing off another foul play. I do tank this. I have no intentions of shielding this. They're farming up still a bunch, and then they bring in their own Defense Deoxys. I do know that Sableye has energy in the back. That is something that I do have to be careful of. So I'm probably going to have to save one shield at minimum to make sure that I can protect my Deoxys from a foul play from that Sableye. The Sableye is very low health, so if they defer a counter, I may be able to not take any damage, but that's a risk that I'm not willing to take. They're going for another move. I am going to be letting this through as well, as we do tank that Rock Slide fairly well. A lot better than we take a foul play anyway. Going to be going for the Rock Slide. We do get the shield, which is very nice. Farming up, and their Deoxys goes for Psycho Boost, but I'm low enough where I actually have to respect it. So I will shield up the Psycho Boost, keep farming, goes for the catch, and I'm able to counter down the Sableye. Absolutely massive. Back in comes Defense Deoxys. Rock Slide able to land. Can we counter down? We get the counter through, so we should be okay. I will commit the shield on the Psycho Boost. Able to farm down, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, picking up a pretty nice lead, Araquanid into Medicham, and the opponent safe switches into Berserker. Honestly, I don't have a great response to a Berserker safe switch, so this is a bit of an issue. I stay in, tank a foul play, and I'm going to bring in Defense Deoxys. I'm hoping that I should be able to counter down before they reach a second foul play. That would be the goal. They're going for the foul play. Game lags a little bit. It connects. Are we going to be able to farm down? We cannot, and I'm going to be forced to burn a shield. So right off the bat, a big misplay. I should have just thrown my energy, and it ends up costing me a shield. They're more than likely going to bring back in the Medicham, because Medicham will be able to soak this Psycho Boost damage very, very well. Going for the Psycho Boost, and Medicham is not shielding a thing, knowing that it has to go up against the Araquanid. May as well save the shields while it can. Second Psycho Boost connects, and not able to reach a third. I'm going to bring back in Araquanid, and I'm going for the kill shot. Going straight for the Bug Buzz. Do they respect it? Yes, they do. And in the back, they have their own Registeel, and this is scary because they have an energy lead. And in the mirror, Registeel should do very well with an energy lead. Focus Blast, able to connect. I'm farming up as much as I can and firing back with a Focus Blast of my own. I am expecting a no shield here, and they do let it through. Unfortunately, since they have more energy than me, they are going to be able to outpace. I'm going to let it through and go for a very ambitious Bug Bite farm down. Come on, Araquanid. You got this. I believe in you. Come on. And we're just not able to get there. My only win con is hoping that this is a Focus Blast, and it is. It's a Focus Blast, and back in comes Medicham. I am going to be going for the Bubble Beam bait, hoping to try and grab the shield. We are able to grab the shield. Araquanid struggling here quite a bit. I decide to call the Power-Up Punch. It's an Ice Punch. It doesn't KO, and I'm able to reach a Bubble Beam, but I don't think this is quite going to be enough damage. Araquanid goes for the Bubble Beam, gets countered down, and that is a good game. Hopping to the final match, setting Araquanid into Shadow Nidoqueen. Like last time, I am going to be staying in and waiting for them to go for a Fang. Araquanid very easily tanks a Fang, and then I'm going to immediately save switch into Defense Deoxys. Shadow Nidoqueen is staying in, and they're going for another Fang. We very easily tank this, not going to shield whatsoever. And then they actually bring a Shadow Walrein into a Defense Deoxys. This is not a good matchup for the Walrein, but Walrein has a way worse matchup waiting for it in the lead with Araquanid, so may as well get the Walrein out of the way, so that way it does not have to go up against the Spider. Able to survive the Icicle Spear, and we do leave with a move. Does that Nidoqueen come back in here? It does not, and they have a Shadow Celio in the back, so a very cool team. Rock Slide, big damage onto the Celio, and a little bit of lag there, but they are able to farm down. I am going to bring in Araquanid here. Shadow Celio does have access to Body Slam, so it's not walled like Walrein is, but Body Slam is still not going to do a whole lot of damage. Araquanid is exceedingly tanky. They reach another body slam. I should survive this one as well, so I am actually going to let it through. I am very, very low. They try and go for a snipe, but I'm able to hold on and go for the Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam gets the shield from Nidoqueen, and I'm able to reach Bubble Beam number 2. So they are now going to be 2 stages debuffed, and we're able to get both shields. So at this point, we are in the driver's seat of this match. 2-shield Registeel is looking incredibly potent in the end game. They go for the Poison Fang. We tank that, no problem. And now we are going to be going for the Focus Blast. Focus Blast will not quite be enough to KO, but it is going to get the Nidoqueen very low. At this point, honestly, an Earth Power still won't KO. I will shield to respect it. It is another Fang going for the farm down. They try and catch, fail the catch, and I have the Focus Blast loaded. Focus Blast is easily going to be taking down the Nidoqueen, and that is a good game. All in all, I think Araquanid is an absolute force to be reckoned with in the Great League. It definitely does have its losing matchups. It does struggle against Pokemon like Talonflame and Bastiodon, but it has a tremendous amount of play against a lot of the Pokemon that you're going to be seeing. So this is a Pokemon that I highly, highly recommend during the water event. Make sure to get a good Araquanid because it is 100% worth the investment. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.